Hello, 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 everyone. My name is Valerie Harris, and this is your Stepping Up and Stepping Out series that airs weekly on Tuesdays at 7 o'clock p.m. And guys, this series has been designed just for you to encourage you, to inspire you, and to empower its listeners to step up and step out of their comfort zone. And this evening, we're going to have a guest with us to share with us. So come on, everybody, and give a shout out to Katherine Staten, who is our guest this afternoon. And I just want to tell you a few things about Katherine. I had the pleasure of meeting Katherine last year at the Platform Builders program, and we actually sat at the same table. And it was truly a blessing to meet her. And it just seems like, when you meet some people, it just seems like you have known them for years. And I just want to give you a little bit of information about Katherine. And I'm going to put her information also up on the screen as I tell you a little bit about her. Katherine is a healthcare and human services professional, and she's done this for over 30 years. She has experience that includes administering state and federal social service programs in local communities and working in communities that impact national research regarding evidence-based program. And she holds a degree in a Master's of Science in Human Services, counseling from National Louis University, and she has a Bachelor of Science in Consumer Economics and Family Management from Southern Illinois universities, and she has served both in public and private organizations. And so, you can see that she has a lot of expertise in a lot of different areas, and she's going to be able to address some of those things because from her expertise when it came to seeing the need to address individuals and family and community trauma, she launched her own business that's called Flourish and Grow to promote trauma, consciousness, and healing from grief and loss if you have had loss. And she also does training, and she does workshops on trauma, and she helps to inform you about the care and healing of your soul and all kinds of different things. And she will tell you about her latest book that she has written and published. And if you want to contact Katherine, this is some of the information on the screen, her email address. And if she have other information, we will share that with you also. So if you want to get in touch with her to talk to her at a later date. And so now, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring Katherine in, and she's going to share with us tonight. And we're going to just have some fun with this. Hello, Katherine. How are you?
Well, hello. I am fine. And how are you?
I'm doing good.
Okay, great. Good to be with you today.
Yes, I'm so happy that you decided to agree to come on my series of Stepping Up and Stepping Out. So I was really excited about that. So, Katherine, let's just dive on in. What caused you to step out of your comfort zone and start your own business?
I would say what really caused me to do that is seeing what I call my people hurting, and knowing that, there's a better way for us to live and be and relate to each other. And not only seeing people hurting, but seeing people's possible potential cut in half or non-existent because of some of the things that we have endured and just trying to work through, and needing help to work through that so that people can actually reach their fullest potential. So those are some of the things that actually, were in the front of my mind when I started this.
Okay, great. So when it comes to your business, what role does your time management play? How do you work around all the various responsibilities that you have to manage your time? What are some things that you do to help you with managing your time to be able to do all the things that you do?
I think you got the wrong person on this show, because I don't know if I've mastered that yet.
Look, I'm a work in process. Look, I haven't got it down pat either, but that's something I'm working on. So I just want to see where you are. And look, we in this thing together.
Well, I appreciate the question because it is so very important. And while I don't believe I have found quite my rhythm in terms of time management.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the things that I begin to do is write lists
Okay.
about the things that I have to do, and I'm trying to compartmentalize those lists, and give attention to one thing per day.
Okay.
So, like, if I'm not in the midst of writing a book now, but I'm working on some other things. Um, and so I would try to do that day. I have responsibilities at my church. So I would try to pick a day to do all of those things.
That's it.
I also have, I have a website where I sell skincare products. And so I try to make, I take an effort at least to make blocks of time for all of those things.
Right.
Eliminate distractions. Have a set time when I check my email, because email is one of those things that can throw you
Overwhelm
off.
you.
Yes,
Yeah.
because you get an email and you feel like, oh, I need to do this right now, and then it is preventing you from what you're working on. And whether you know it or not, you have to bring your mind back in. You have to bring everything back in order to make that time valuable to finish writing or whatever you're doing. So using specific days for tasks, writing
Mm-hmm.
lists, and then also I get inspiration all the time. I'm sure other creative people get inspiration. And so I have actually a list on my phone of just inspiration. I might not get back to it. I don't know when I'll get back to it, but I know that when I'm thinking of something, I can go to my inspiration list. Yeah, I have that down here. How can I incorporate that into what I'm working on or what I'm doing? Or now that it's time for that, because just because you get inspiration, it does not mean it's the time for that.
Oh,
So
right.
keep
Right.
your inspiration running list. Even if you have to do a voice note,
Mm-hmm.
you can keep that. And then that way you can always come back to it, because you may not get that inspiration back that very same way. So
Mm-hmm.
make a note of it, try to get back to it, make lists, and try to use blocks of time to work. That's what I would say.
And that is so interesting because I've been doing this series on time management, and where I was talking about how we have to get organized and how we have to do a to-do list, how we need a calendar, and how we
Mm-hmm.
need to prioritize the most important things. And like you were saying, that to-do list, because everything can't be done in a day, and we have to look at our blocks of time. Like you were saying about ministry, what days you're going to do ministry,
Right.
what days you're going to do tasks that are for the family, what days you're going to do. Well, you do tasks for the family every day, but
Every
I'm just
day. Yeah.
saying, if it's something specific, you have to block that time out. And I really, was giving them tips about, when we are doing our to-do list, or when we are on those tasks, we have to get rid of the distractions. Sometimes
Yes.
I turn my phones off. I turn my alerts off of my computer, my alerts off of my phone, so that stuff is not a distraction, because we're just nosy by nature. And so when we hear that stuff, we want to say, I need to do this. So, you're right. We have to know what we have to do, and we have to definitely get rid of the distractions, because if not, we would get sidetracked, and then it's going to take us
Yes.
a while to get back on track.
Exactly.
Yeah, because we have so many different responsibilities, spiritually wise and family wise. Like you say, your ministry, your job, your business, your
Yeah.
self-care. It's a whole lot. So we have to be balanced in all of it, and our
Yes.
health, all of that plays a
Yes.
role. So we have to just try to be as balanced as we can with that. So that's great. So that's lined up with all the things that I've been doing with
Okay.
the time management. That's why I wanted to bring that up. But
Okay.
as you launched your business, what were some of the hidden potential that you discovered about yourself? as you started your business? What were some things that you knew you were good at doing, but as you started your business, you realized some other things, some hidden things that hadn't surfaced yet? What were some of those things that come to your mind now that might have happened, as far as that is concerned?
Well, I never wrote a book, and so
See,
I didn't
that's
know
it.
that I had a book in me. So, in 2021, I wrote an ebook,
Uh-huh.
trusting a certain God in uncertain times.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what we were going through 2020 and 2021.
Yes.
Even now, things are
Yes.
still very uncertain.
Yes.
It could be uncertainty in the world, in our country. It's uncertainty in our own families, in our relationships,
Friendships. Yes.
professionally. People are what they call quiet quitting, and no, some people getting fired, and it's just all types of uncertainty around
Right.
us. How will my children turn out? What is the
Right.
long-term impact of all these things? And
Right.
so I didn't really know I had a book in me. So
See?
I wrote the ebook, and I wrote it because of that, of people having this heightened sense of anxiety because of
Mm-hmm.
all of the uncertainty. And I definitely wanted to either enhance or put their faith in action and let them know everything around you may be uncertain.
Yeah.
But the thing that is certain, that's what you need to sink into.
Yeah. And know that God is in control.
That's right. And there's nothing that has taken him by surprise.
Right.
You're not
Absolutely.
surprised. Okay. And
Yeah.
so I wrote that book, and then I, of course, wrote my book, Descendants of Dysfunction, what we can
That's
learn
an
from the
awesome
Bible's
book. That's an awesome
dysfunctional
book.
families. Well, thank you, Val.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had these things in me. And so I would just say, communicating through both verbally and through my ebook and my book. So those are probably the biggest surprises to me. And one of the surprises is that people say, you know what, I never thought about that like that.
Yeah.
When I think about all of the sermons, and I've been in church all my life. My husband was a pastor for 40 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I think about all of the sermons I have heard, okay,
Right.
I have never heard anything preached about, we know that Abraham is the father of faith, and the Lord told him to go when he didn't ask no questions, and he went. But what about him giving his wife to the king? Like, I never heard anybody say, anything about that. And so when I tie it into a spouse who is selfish, because there are people living with selfish spouses right now, and they're
Yeah.
trying to figure out how they're going to handle it and stay together because my spouse only thinks of themselves. And
Mm-hmm.
that's what I thought about when I wrote that particular chapter. So I
Okay.
guess the ability for me to take that scripture or take a Bible truths and make them relevant for modern day issues.
Right. Right. Right.
So that brought that out. All these thinking in my head about the Bible and all of these sermons I've heard preached. Why we never talk about the impact of these relationships and the things that happen in our families to make our families better?
Right. Absolutely. And so you're so right, because when I was I believe it was the first year I went to Africa. Um was it the first? I think it was the first year. No, it was the third year that I went to Africa, because we always do a fast. And so in my prayer time, meditation time, and spending time with God, he gave me a book.
Okay.
So my first book was Talk Time with God.
Mm.
And so that was my first book. And like you said, potential, people are sitting around with potential and not understanding that we have to stir up the gifts, because he has already put all this stuff in us, and it's up to us to stir it up so that our hidden potential can come forth.
Yes.
It's one thing people can know what you can do from seeing what you do, but the hidden stuff that's locked in, that's just laying dormant,
Mm-hmm.
those are the things that we want to, because those are real creative juices that we have that need to come forth so that somebody else's life can be blessed, just like your book that you wrote about the trauma in the family. People need to hear that message.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So the thing of it is, when you first started your business, did you have a plan, or did you have a coach, or did you have someone that helped you to lay out what it was that you needed to be doing, or how to go forth in your business?
You know, I have consulted with many people. So
Mhm.
yes, I have had coaches with an S on it
Yes.
because I felt that I think I felt that I was too old to embark upon this.
There
Like
we go.
why
Look, that's
like
we're the
why are you
same. We're
doing
in the
this
same
now?
group, sis.
Like why are you doing, you too old to be trying to do this? You're never too
No,
old.
we're not.
But
No, we're
I was
not.
like,
No,
oh
we're
wow,
not.
I'm behind. So
And it
I,
makes you
I
feel
have
that way.
to,
It makes you feel you just so behind. And then
yes,
why didn't you do this early? But it wasn't the season for it.
yes, yes. And somebody told me you were doing so many other things, which was true. But I'm like, Lord, why? Because I feel like if you put this on me, it's something for me to do with it. I can't
Right,
just hold it. And so because I felt like I was I was doing this at a later stage in life, I wanted to be able to climb on the shoulders of others who have already done it, to learn
right,
some things from their experience
right.
that would put me on this path to do what I'm doing now. And so yes, I
Absolutely.
have had coaches. I have uh, I have a plan on paper of what I envision in my mind, both on the profit and nonprofit side. So I was
Right.
able to work with somebody to do that. Um, I do have a plan, a business plan. It's like this business thing is like dun 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 dun
Duh,
dun.
duh,
Back over
duh.
here, dun
Yeah,
up
but
again.
yes. And see, I say I've had throughout my life, I've had all kinds of actor businesses. Okay. Like you said, up, over, down, side, up. I mean, you know what I mean? And
All of
just a
that.
hot mess,
It's
until you, like you
yes,
say, you get to a certain age and then God really pours it in and you be like, I should have been doing this, but it wasn't that season for that.
right, right, right.
So I stopped feeling like I'm too old because as long as I'm breathing, moving, I have something to offer,
Right,
So our age group, we have something to offer, We have to do what we have to do to help the next woman
yeah,
be who God has called them to be, because it's so much work to do, and it's room for all of us.
yes, definitely. There's a
The thing
lot of
of
work
it
to
is,
do.
it's room for everybody. So
Yeah,
we're not
yeah.
taking nobody's place because there's plenty room to do what it is that we've been called to do.
And guess what, Coach Val? Can't
Yeah.
nobody take our place. We're not
Can't
taking
nobody
nobody's place,
take
and
our
can't
place.
nobody take our place.
That's it.
That's it.
Because the thing of it is, what we have, somebody needed. That's why I'm so adamant about doing the Stepping Up, Stepping Out series, because people need to hear an encouraging word. People
Yes,
need to know that they are special. People need to know that they have greatness inside of them. That all you need to do is you need to get it stirred up, but you need
yes,
help. Sometimes you just need that push. You did, because a lot of times people are walking around feeling unfulfilled and not even realizing they're feeling that way, and they're just stuck at one place and thinking that that's okay. That's enough. I don't need to do anymore. There's much, much more to do, because
yes.
God created us to be creative.
Mm-hmm.
He gave us our hands to use our hands to help in the kingdom
Yes,
of God, to help push those that are just laying dormant and not knowing what do I need to do.
right,
So they
right.
just need to hear a word. They just need to be able to be encouraged and inspired and equipped with what they already have
What
inside
they
of them.
already have, because I
They
never
already,
considered. They already have it. I
yeah,
never considered myself creative. When I think of somebody who's creative, I think of an artist. I think of even people who are stylists or
yeah,
designers or something
yeah.
like that. But I am creative in the
Yes, you
fact
are.
that I created just from the thoughts, my God-given thoughts.
Yes.
and put them on paper, that's being creative and creating this whole, what I envision in my mind to be really a ministry to people who are not where they should be or could be,
Right,
and don't even know why, don't even know what's holding them back.
right, right.
And so then,
And
yes,
see, when
that
we're
makes me creative.
yes, and when the thing of it is, with whatever business, we have to have it. It has to be grounded in God's word. It has to be. He has to be the center of it because, like I say, I love the journal, so I'm
Okay.
constantly asking God for direction of everything that that I'm responsible for doing, so that I'm pleasing in every area. That I balance it out. That I make sure that nothing goes lacking. My family, my husband,
Yeah.
the ministry that I belong to as a director of ministry. I want to make sure all of that is grounded and that nothing is missing from what it is that I need to be doing in all areas of my life. And we can do that, but we just have to know how to manage our time and make sure that nothing goes lacking.
Yes, that's true. That's
Yeah.
true.
Because whatever we do, we want to do it in excellence.
In excellence. Right.
And we're not perfect because
Right.
we will make mistakes. I mean, we're human. So I don't want nobody think it perfect.
Right.
When I started these videos, I mean, hey, I never thought I would be up here doing an interview or doing things like this. That wasn't in my radar.
Yeah.
But God is good,
Yes. And
And
I
he will
didn't think
put.
I'd be sitting here with you either.
You didn't think? I love it. I love it.
I didn't
Look,
think I'd be
you
sitting
sitting
here
here
with
with
you
me,
either.
sister. You sitting here with me.
Yeah, I am. I am. So
Yeah, and it's powerful, and I love it. And so, what would be some takeaways that has impacted your mindset as a business owner? Because you own your own business, and talk about your business. Talk about your oils and stuff. Tell us about a little bit about that.
So, I had a crisis with my skin probably 11 years ago. Never had any issues with my skin. My mother, her sisters, beautiful skin, beautiful hair. Never had any issues. And I broke out. I had a breakout in my face, Val.
Wow.
They said adult onset of eczema. Oh,
Uh-huh.
they say these things are dormant and something happens and they whatever. So I was actually looking for some products that because when you have eczema, keeping your skin hydrated is very important.
Right.
And I was looking for some products that I could use for my skin, and I had a bad experience with one product I was using, and so I started experimenting with making my own shea butter.
Okay.
Because my products have 2 to 3, 4 ingredients in them, and as I was looking, it was just so much stuff in there.
Look at all that creativity, girl. Look.
It's just so much stuff in these products. Like, why do I need all this gum and different things that they have in these products that we don't realize we're putting all over, slathering all over our skin? And so I just began experimenting. That was back in 2016.
Okay.
2016, I think, like, I gave out shea butter, and it was probably not. I know it's not as good as it is now. Like, I gave out gifts for Christmas or something like that. And then I continued on. This is 2022 now, so I've been making cream since 2016. And so in 2019, I decided to launch my online store with my creams and my creams and
we'll
scrubs.
have to put that in the chat about your online store so people can go there.
I can do that. And so that's basically what I did in this 2022. The store is still open. We're still using the products. Everybody that uses the products loves the products, and so we're just looking forward to expanding that, as we can. And so that's why I started that. I started doing that to solve my own problem with my skin, and my skin being hydrated and not wanting to put all these chemicals on my skin. So that's why I started that, and still doing it. And my kids would say, "Mama, well, I need some more shea butter." I said, "Well, you better, I go to the store and get some lotion." They say, "I can't go back to lotion now." I can't go back to lotion.
What you said? They said they couldn't go back to lotion now.
I had the real stuff. I can't go back to lotion, and so that I just kept doing it, and I love to do it. And there's a connection between the healing that I want people to have internally, and then also externally.
Right.
With the skincare, and knowing that your skin is, we have to take care of our skin is so very, very important. And so that's why I started that, to solve my own problem. So hopefully by now it's solving problems for other people too, my customers that use my products.
I hope this is your correct email that I have up here. Is that it right there?
Yeah, that's one of my emails. Yep.
And I will put that up there right now so people can at least go to that if they want to get in contact with you. And we'll give them the other information too.
Okay. Well, that's just the I put the kathyscreams.com in your comment section. So that's
okay.
That's where you
kathyscreams.com.
Yeah, kathyscreams.com.
Okay.
And the Lord gave me the name for Kathy's. It's Kathy's Creams and Things. So it's kathyscreams.com.
So Kathy's.
Yeah, I put it in the chat.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Kathy's with an S, no apostrophe, -creams.com. kathyscreams.com. So that's where they can go for if they want to know more about the products. And it's a bio in there. So if you want to read about it, you can do that as well. Okay, so yeah,
I'm gonna put this up there. Kathy's Cream. Huh?
I said there you go, kathyscreams.com.
Let me see. Let me edit it because I think I messed around.
Two dots.
I put 2 dots. You know I can't see, Kathy. Don't act like that.
Don't say that.
Look, don't act like
that.
Listen,
we both got on glasses, and I know my prescription. So hey.
Yeah, so it's kathyscreams.com. Yeah, so we want you all to go there and look at her products that she has.
Yeah.
There, guys.
Yes.
kathyscreams.com. I love it. So the thing of it is, look at all that creativity you have there. So what advice would you give someone who is searching to find their real passion and hidden potential? What's some advice you would give them?
Well, I would say that it's probably something that they are already doing, first of all. Something that they have a passion to do, already enjoy doing, feel called to do, feel led to do. And then I would say my biggest obstacle is fear.
Yeah. And that right there holds a lot of people back. Or saying I don't have the money, I don't have the resources. Yeah, that's a big holdback. But what they have to understand is if God put that in your heart and you write the vision and make it plain, He's going to provide the provision. You just have to step up and step out.
Right. And I would say also do it. You may be fearful, but you can still move through your fear. It doesn't mean that the fear is going to go away. It just means that you're pushing past it, and you're gonna do it anyway. I'm fearful. I believe that this is not really in my element, but I'm gonna push past it and do it anyway. And so,
guess what? It's enough room for everybody.
Yes. Well, nobody's going to do it. Nobody's going to do it exactly like you anyway.
Absolutely.
And you're not going to do it like the next person. So,
absolutely.
There you go.
Well, Kathy, it was wonderful coming out here and just chatting with each other. It was just, I thank you. I thank you for accepting the invitation and coming out and just talking on my Stepping Up and Stepping Out series. So God bless you, my sister.
Well, thank you. Bless you. Thank you for asking me. I'm glad that we could come on and talk and hopefully encourage somebody else.
Yes. And don't leave. And I'll be right back with you in a few minutes.
All right.
Guys, that was Kathy Staten. And she's from Chicago. That is a wonderful woman of God. And so I hope that you learned something or got some information that will help you. So we just want to continue to give her a shout out for coming up on the Stepping Up and Stepping Out series. And guys, this is it. Talk Time Val is getting ready to sign out. But before I sign out, go on and subscribe to my YouTube channel, guys. And if you want to reach out to me, go to my website and sign up for a meet and greet so that we can talk further about anything that you might be having concerns about. You can reach out to me in Messenger, on Facebook, on Instagram. And guys, this is all I have for today, and it was wonderful coming out here to just talk to you all just for a few minutes. And guess what? Talk Time Val is signing out, and I will be talking to you a little bit later.